guys, how you going? I woke up with a headache this morning, so I didn't go live. It is now nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it's finally starting to go away. So, okay, I want to talk about Jamie Lee Curtis today because looking at her looks like a male, okay? Now this I found by searching Jamie Lee Curtis on Twitter. And this is from the 16th of January 1959, Hollywood. A howling young Jamie Lee Curtis makes his camera debut to the world as actor Tony Curtis and his actress wife Janet Leigh show the 8-week-old boy along with their 3-year-old daughter, Kelly Lee, off for all to see. United Press International telephoto. Okay, so there's that. So when Jamie Lee Curtis was first born, the United Press International stated that Jamie Lee Curtis makes his camera debut and they wanted to show off the 8-week-old boy. Okay? Now, okay. Oh my goodness. The liberal media is corrupt, said hard-looking woman. Now, I'm going to show you a few photos from over the years. See it? Jamie Lee Curtis posed, delete the art. Well, she deleted the artwork. Okay, let's just have a quick look into this again. Featuring naked child, strong Epstein vibes. Jamie Lee Curtis is facing backlash across social media channels for a post that included a photograph of a room in her home. The photo showed a medium-sized painting mounted prominently on the wall depicting a naked child in an old metal box. Curtis maintained it was a piece of art. Now, people are actually saying the child actually looked like it had passed away. Out of all the paintings in your house to have, why does Jamie Lee Curtis have this? Now, she said someone else. It was someone else's child. I also wanted to show you the actual artist. Curtis was ostensibly attempting to highlight how beautiful the Pollack chairs from the movie Everything Everywhere looked in her home, she wrote in an Instagram post. Okay, this is a weird post, but I have COVID, so F it. During one of the SAG nomination panels for Everything Everywhere movie, I told the story of how I ended up in my office furnished with my beautiful Pollack chairs from that movie. Curtis continued, I mentioned if people followed me that it was not a cheap trick to try and get people to boost my numbers, but I couldn't figure out how else to get the picture out into the world, that I would post a picture of them on my Instagram in my offices for Comet Pictures. And I'm a truth teller, so here you go. This Comet Pictures makes me like, what on earth? Anyway, the photo did feature the table and chairs, but viewers' eyes and comments focused on the painting in the wall in a room. Now, there are people trying to stick up for this, saying, oh, it's just art. Well, if you're comfortable with this type of art, I would question your own sanity. Curtis' posts have been controversial before. Rogan O'Hanley noted as information continues to mount regarding adverse reactions to coronavirus inoculations, a post by Curtis advocated the use of the vaccine. 5 days ago, Jamie Lee Curtis posted a vaccine ad for Pfizer on Instagram. 3 days ago, she posted an extremely disturbing picture that she has in her home of a small child, stuffed in a tub. We have serious questions. The painting is called The Tub and is attributed to artist Betsy Snyder, who completed the work in 2003. Now, I've gone over this person's website, okay? And it's another Midland modelling agency with Ray Chandler. She's taking photos of people who do not look, children mainly, who do not look happy. Oh my goodness. This incident follows a controversial Balenciaga ad campaign featuring children holding teddy bears and bondage-themed gear. Amid public outcry, Balenciaga pulled the ads and released a statement. Yeah, a big wrong choice. This is a wrong choice by Balenciaga, combined with our failure in assessing and validating images. BS, they knew they were there. The responsibility for this lies with Balenciaga alone. However, Balenciaga's subsequent ad campaign featured art by Belgian artist Michael Borymans, known for creating controversial pieces involving naked children sometimes maimed or covered in blood. Oh, great. That's all you need. Anyway, looking more manly as we get older. I don't know. Safka Clarname said Magic Johnson, Gloria Vanderbilt, Jamie Lee Curtis, Gloria Estefan, Tori Spelling, Jennifer Lopez, Naomi Watts, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jackie Chan, R. Kelly, all have LGBTQ children. They're either experimenting on their own children or they're groomers. Okay, let's have a look at this one. This list contains information about celebrities with gay children and celebrities with transgender children, loosely ranked by fame and popularity. Several famous actors, musicians and politicians have gay children. Some of these famous people embrace their child lifestyles, while others don't like to talk about it. One famous actress's daughter and mother are both lesbians. Warren Beatty and Annette Bedding's son Stephen was born in 1992 as Kathleen, and is transgender and gay. He calls himself a trans man, a faggy queen, a homosexual, a queer, a nerd fighter, a writer, and an artist who needs a haircut. The Ali Sheedy daughter, Rebecca, is also openly gay. Sheedy said there was never a coming out moment, rather she had an ongoing discussion with the daughter about sexuality. Sheedy's mother is openly gay as well. Many of these celebrities, such as Mia Farrow, Magic Johnson and Marlon Wayans, are supportive of their gay kids. Chaz Bono and Charlize Theron, adopted child Jackson, are also transgender children of celebrities. Cher's son was born as her daughter, Chastity Bono. He first came out to his parents as a lesbian when he was 8 years old. Okay, apparently she's officially an Oscars nominee. Who cares? JY 1975, it's going into other people as well. How much did Jennifer Aniston get paid to promote the bioweapon, or did she spread this idiocy free of charge? This person wonders if Pfizer spokesman Jamie Lee Curtis saw the Veritas video bombshell yet. And Jamie Lee Curtis, Cannes 1980. You'll find there's a lot of pictures with her pointing down here. I don't know what the significance of this pointing is, but there's a lot of them. What do you think? I think this child may have been transgender, this person. Hi, Jamie Lee Curtis, just checking back to see when you'd like to donate your Pfizer money to the vaccine injured at react19.org. They need help and their stories are being ignored. Let us know when you're ready, thanks. Another one. Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis, Saturday Night Live 1980. This really does look like a man to me. I am so sorry if she's not, but she does look like a man. Jamie Lee Curtis said anyone else's iPhone buggy? You know what's buggy, Jamie Lee Curtis? Those Pfizer shots that are causing blood clots and heart attacks everywhere. So weird you would proudly partner with a sinister company that's harming countless people around the world. Do you know what's going to happen? These people here are going to bring down the lot, because a lot of politicians, and it looks like Hollywood, are involved or being paid by these people to push it. Now, they're on their way down after the Project Veritas video. It's going to pull the whole thing, I think. And by the way, YouTube have deleted Project Veritas from YouTube, which makes me have a funny feeling that they might be next on the list. But anyway, I do believe that if you pull this one down, you're going to get a lot of people with this. And in fact, that might be the way they do it. They might, if this breaks, then all the people who are behind them are going to go with them. They're not going to have their money anymore. Now, that's just my opinion. Let's go and have a look at... Okay, because some people think Jamie Lee Curtis was born into sex. And in fact, I did see an article which has, funnily enough, just disappeared from searches. And I'm not even on Google. I'm on Dissenter website, and you'll see the search engine in a minute. But anyway, this is Jamie Lee Curtis biography, apparently. She was born on November the 22nd in 1958. Really? November the 22nd. Because that other photo... Just one sec. This photo here says the 16th of the 1st, 59. Oh, Howling Young Curtis makes his camera debut. Okay, so could have been. Probably was born on November the 22nd, 1958, and the first photo shoot was in January 1959. Okay? The daughter of legendary actors Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis, got a big break in acting at 1978 when she won the role of Laurie Strode in Halloween. Then all the other movies she's done. Jamie Lee served as an honorary chairperson for the Building Resilience for Young Children Dealing with Trauma program held at the Shakespeare Theatre, Harmon Center for Arts in Washington, D.C. Now that is a red flag. I don't believe she should be building resilience for young children dealing with trauma. And it's an art center for the arts in Washington. She was an inspiration for the youth that was celebrated. Curtis was also given an award from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Kathleen Sebelius, and National Environment for the Arts Chairman Rocco Landsman, for her work on behalf of children throughout her charities and children's books. I would not buy a book written by this person. They apparently have adopted both their children because there was a problem that she couldn't have children. Okay. Kelly Curtis was the older sister we saw, and the rest of them are half siblings and nieces and nephews. During the 1980s, she was engaged to Hollywood production designer Michael Reaver, the grandson of legend Marlene Dietrich. Her godfather was MCA Universal CEO Lou Wasserman. Wow. Saw her future husband Christopher Guest in an issue of the Rolling Stone magazine with Cyndi Lauper on the cover. Guest appeared in a promotional photo for the film This Is Spinal Tap. In full costume and makeup as a rock star, she fell in love at first sight of the photo and gave her telephone number to his agent. Adopted two children with Christopher Guest, daughter Annie Guest and daughter Ruby Guest. Daughter of Tony Curtis, Janet Leigh. Became formerly known as Lady Handon Guest of Salling in the country of Essex when her husband Christopher inherited the barony in 1996 on the death of his father. Younger sister of actress Kelly Curtis, older half-sister of Allegra Curtis, Alexandria Curtis and Nicole Curtis. Graduated from Choate Rosemary Hill Private School in 1976. What else have we got? Apparently she suggested that Halloween H2O 20 years later was made. Her deleted scene from The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension is included on the MGM Special Edition DVD as the alternate opening. Was asked to cameo. I don't care about this. Won a 2003 Grammy nomination in the Best Spoken Album for Children category for her recording of the children's book she's written. Attended the University of the Pacific in Stockton, California. When making reservations in exclusive London restaurants at short notice, she gives her name as Lady Handon Guest, which apparently works better than Jamie Lee Curtis. And she is Lady Handon Guest, by the way. She told a German magazine she'll retire from making movies and Christmas with the Cranks will be her last work as an actress. She was wrong. Said in an interview on Good Entertainment with Michael Medved that ironically horror films terrify her. Godmother of Jake Gyllenhaal and Maggie Gyllenhaal. Ex-stepdaughter of Christine Kaufman, Andrea Savio and Leslie Curtis. Stepdaughter of Jill Vandenberg Curtis. Okay, John Cleese found it amusing that her father, Tony Curtis's real name was Bernard Schwartz. To tease her about this during the production of A Fish Called Wanda, He had the call sheets referred to her as Jamie Lee Schwartz. Yeah, and even in True Lies, if you look at her body in True Lies, it looks like a man. Okay. She's played the same character. She picked up a Tesla car with husband Christopher Guest. The technician instructed them to check out the air conditioning and audio controls, each of which maxed out 11. Who cares about that? Appeared in 2 feature films with mother Janet Leigh, The Fog and Halloween H2O, 20 years later. In the Married with Children episode, The Poker Game, Al Bundy votes her as having the perfect legs and breasts. And they would. Okay. Let's see what else she's got. Doesn't like scary movies, doesn't like green screens. Okay, personal quotes. I believe people are entitled to a private life. I'm not sure where it's written that because you're in the public eye, you're required to expose your private business with anybody. It is nobody's business, and it's interesting because obviously in today's marketplace, people don't abide by that. Well, look, that'd be okay if you were actually a female, but if you're a male pretending to be a female, I think the public deserves to know that. There are no boundaries that people won't cross. We're in a bit of a Wild West thing with media, and I think it's just kind of no holes barred, the internet. You know, there are no criteria on the internet. I've chosen public life to express myself, not to tell what I do with my husband in bed, not to talk about my parents and my family life, and I think it's wrong. It's obviously an insatiable appetite people have for gossip and innuendo and things that are nobody's business. There's a term that they use in this called legitimate public concern. What is legitimate public concern? Well, it would be something like if you're a male pretending to be a female and you fool people for that many years. That might be a concern. A legitimate public concern. Okay, anyway, and it would make sense that she was one of the first to do nudity. She also they also say she had difficulty with plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery. I don't know. I think, you know what I think? Oh dear. And by the way, yeah, this is it. I'm on Quant, which is a different search engine, but you still get the same thing. Okay, at the top you don't get any mention of how many pages there are, but what you'll see is the same ones keep coming back up and back up the further you go down. Now Snopes have tried to say no, it didn't happen, she's not transgender, that she was born with both male and female sex organs. Well, I actually read an article that said she was. So what if this gal has a boy-sounding name and adopts children rather than bears her own? A rumour, apparently, and one she would rather not discuss at all. I'm sure she wouldn't. They said this is false, by the way. But a lot of people are still saying that Jamie Lee Curtis was born a hermaphrodite and had to undergo surgery after birth in order to become legally female. This has been told to me by people who've worked on films with Jamie and by one physician who claims to have seen the records at Cedars-Sinai. According to an oft-repeated whisper, this is supposed to be the whisper, okay? Jamie Lee Curtis acknowledged she was born intersex, the preferred medical term for persons of ambiguous gender, replacing the outdated hermaphrodite. So is she or isn't he? Did you see what I just did there? Is she or isn't he? No one but Miss Curtis, her parents and her doctors has a definitive answer to this question. Well, how can you label it false if you don't know? And none of them is talking. Contrary to common assertion, Miss Curtis never made such a revelation during an interview or public appearance and has repeatedly declined deigning to provide a response to this rumour, and her physicians, even if they had something to say and wanted to say it, are bound by laws regarding doctor-patient confidentiality. Well, I don't know if she's pushing this vax, and, you know, like, where's your... People wanted to know if you were vaxxed or not. Where is the doctor-patient confidentiality? Why does she deserve it when no one else does? This rumour is often lent credibility by people who've heard it repeated as fact by the university professors, especially those with specialties relating to intersexuality. Well, why would they talk about it if it wasn't true? Neither the hearer nor the teller ever seems to be able to provide a credible explanation of how he knows this piece of information to be true, the chain of transmission always tracing back to the notoriously unreliable someone else told me about it. As happens over and over, even the most trusted of sources can sometimes take a widespread rumour at face value, then parrot it as fact. Well, what do they say about this, then? I wonder what they say about this. In their day, Curtis and Lee were one of Hollywood's up-and-coming couples, two successful, ambitious, famous people who appeared to have it all. And with that all, including a happy marriage and two fine children, which they adopted because she couldn't have children of her own. I'm not saying, you know, I'm just leaning towards there's more and more that points to this being probably real than not. As is often the case, appearances are deceiving. Curtis and Lee divorced in 1962 after 11 years of marriage. It's thus possible the current rumour about Jamie Lee stems from an ancient backlash against her parents, the long ago envy expressed as a slander about the union of the two perfect people. Who cares? Like, whoop-de-doo if there were two perfect people on their way up. They think that, like, tall poppy syndrome, people just wanted to pull them back down again? That's a weird rumour to start, just to want to pull people back down. And from what we know now. Just as a fox decries as sour grapes and hang out of his reach, so might mean-spirited folk fed up with hearing about the beautiful people spread a rumour that in their minds at least cut these stars down to size. Two facts lend an aura of credence to the rumour that Jamie Lee was born with both male and female body parts. The first is her two-way name. According to the rumour, a boyish appellation was bestowed upon her by her parents, who hadn't yet decided whether to have a boy or girl made of their baby and wanted to be prepared to go either way, but that wasn't the case of it. Janet Lee explains, at that time we didn't know ahead of time if it would be a boy or a girl, so when I was pregnant with Kelly, my best friend Jackie said, why don't you call the baby Kelly, so if it's a girl it works, if it's a boy it works, and she thought the same thing with Jamie. The babies were named before they were born because Jackie said that this way we don't have to worry about it. Well, I left naming my children until after they were born to see what sex they were first. I thought that was normal. Anyway, okay, or pick out a boy and girl's name. I'm not saying that Jamie can't be used for a girl. Of course it can. If the names are truly chosen before the children arrive, that puts paid to the notion that Jamie Lee was so christened in response to a medical condition. No, this is just like a cover-up. It would only have been discovered after her delivery. Jamie Lee Curtis was born long before the development of medical technology that could identify dual-sex fetuses. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a fetish myself, eh? But anyway, hey? Who said that? The second fact that supports the rumour is Miss Curtis's own children. They're adopted. Though couples opt for adoptive children over natural progeny for any number of reasons, it is true that the operation necessary to correct intersex characteristics in a female infant would leave her unable to bear children. Degrees of intersexuality vary in intensity from pressure of an additional Y chromosome to being born with a mixed set of genitals. Treatment of cases blatant intersexuality is generally but not always surgical in nature, with reconstruction performed on the infant patient to add or remove body parts so as to end up with the child completely male or female in physical appearance. Hormones are also given towards this end. Here we go. But there is a limit to what can be altered medically. Though an appearance of less ambiguous sexual traits can be constructed, fully functional reproductive organs cannot. And as you know, like we've heard, with the surgery, yeah, I don't know. Unless she actually was born with, I don't know. Okay, according to Dr. Anne Foster Sterling, a recognised expert in this field of study, 1.5 to 2% of all births do not fall strictly within the tight definition of all male or all female, even if the child looks normal. In reaching her numbers, Dr. Foster Sterling counted all incidents of intersexuality from mild to extreme. The incidence of children with mixed genitalia is pegged at 1 in 2,000 to 1 in 3,000, or 0.033 to 0.05% of all births. Many technical names have been assigned to describe sexual ambiguity, including testicular feminization, transgender, and androgen insensitivity syndrome, rather than get bogged down here in the description. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, and let's have a look at a few other people who are apparently born intersex. The many faces of intersex, 7 famous people who defy gender. Now, don't forget, okay, it's only 0.033% to 0.5% of all births. And look how many famous people. That's quite a, what are they drawn to Hollywood? Here's a few of them. Gabby O'Deal, Vogue supermodel. Lady Colin Campbell, Jamaican-born heiress and socialite, was born with a fused labia and deformed clitoris and was assigned male by doctors, given the name George. However, she began to grow breasts and her hips widened as puberty struck at the age of 13. She was forced to undergo male hormone injections. It wasn't until she was 21 she had corrective surgery and began living life as a woman named Georgia. Lady Taylor Leanne Chandler, I don't know who that is, ex-girlfriend of Michael Phelps, apparently. Casta Semiana, rumours that this South African gold medalist was intersex. Thea Hillman. Thea is intersex author, best known for a critically acclaimed Lambda award-winning book, Intersex, for lack of a better word. Hida Villoria, Latin writer. Caroline Cossi, also known as the first trans woman to pose for Playboy. I thought that was quite surprising. Anyway, but like, for the amount of people of all births being 0.033 to 0.05, what are the odds? What are the odds that a lot of famous people seem to be questionable? Probably because they were born male. This is my opinion only, okay? I think they were born male. Now, this artist that Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way, that is not her, as far as I know. Yeah, I don't think they look real happy, mate. Like, some of them might be putting on a smile, but most of them do not look happy. What are they doing with these people? Sweet as the swamp? Oh my goodness. Where is it? Okay, no. I'm not going to go into this. I'm going to need to blank faces and things out to do that. And this is Jamie Lee Curtis. Let's just have a look at a listen, eh? What is this? Looks weird. She's looking through a donut. It looks like a donut, maybe, with one eye. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to go back to the beginning. Sorry, guys. Oh, it might be a bagel or something, a roll, I don't know. Hang on, what was that one? I wanted to see that one. The Boy, Naif. Is this her books? Oh, I don't know. Oh, great. Kids eating pizza. Mean Baby. More pizza. Okay, lovely. Oh. Wow. Great. Mean baby Selma Blair. I'm trying to go through each picture. What's on that pizza? That's a bit of a worry. Anyway, guys, you can let me know what you think about all this down below. But honestly, the search engines are starting to remove results. Because I honestly, about 6 months ago, I did find out. I found an article that tells you she was. And now I can't find it. So I do believe they're... I do believe they're removing... How do I change it from relevance? Hang on. Let me go to the back to the top and see. What the hell happened then? No, it's not letting me. Any freshness? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think no, now they've put her up for an Oscar to try and take... Look, this is what they do. Okay, they put her up for an Oscar so that now when you search for her, a lot of what you find is her in the Oscar thing. Okay, let's just have a look at images. Before I go, let's have a look at the images. I don't know, she does kind of look like... Yeah, photos of Jamie Lee Curtis from childbirth. And she could have had, like, breast implants even young. Okay, look at this one. Oh, great. Open link in new tab. Oh, it's going to be one of these, is it? Dear God, okay. Even here. I know in the fog she looks like a man. A boy, sorry. I don't know, you guys can let me know what you think. See, that's it. That's all the photos they have of her? Is that it? There's not that many. They're doing something. I think Google does need to be looked into because I don't know if this is part of Google Quant, but I'm sure a lot of them do use like a Google algorithm. If anyone has another one that they can let me know, another search engine that does not, because as far as I can tell, they all have been censoring. So they've taken a lot of articles down or something's happened. Okay, anyway, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. I will try to come in live tomorrow if my headache is gone by then. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys, much love. Hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay, guys, bye.